Hi, my name's John, and this is Business Update. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about the recent launch of the TV adaptation of a famous video game, which is The Last of Us. And what's interesting, we've discussed this in the past that I have trepidations, concerns regarding games or games being translated into TV series or TV series, popular genres that's being converted into video games of its how authentic is it going to be translated here, and based on past experiences from TV series such as Cowboy Bebop. Then you have Halo, which did terribly, and then you have the debacle, which is the Lord of the Rings of Power franchise, which could destroy the original success which what Lord of the Rings were able to amount to. But in this case, it's a good surprise, and hopefully they could continue the success that they were able to do. Which we're talking about the franchise of The Last of Us, which was mentioned here by IGN.com. So The Last of Us had HBO's second best debut of the last decade. So that says a lot if it's able to reach this height. And as you can see here, The Last of Us scored an HBO second best debut, with reaching as much as close to 5 million viewers for that premiere. Now, obviously, the game was that popular. Obviously, the story, obviously is very captivating, and how it started, it developed, and how it ended. So for those who are not familiar, I will not spoil it for you, so you can enjoy it for yourself. So you're recreating that for the TV series is very tricky here. Obviously, you need to have the right cast of actors and actress in this case for Joel and Ellie. And how you're going to narrate this, obviously, from a gaming perspective, is different from storytelling in a TV series, a live action in this case. So being able to capture the essence is key. So not necessarily you have to follow the storyline bit by bit, but you can take liberties but follow the same path the main characters follow, which I think they're trying to do here. And obviously, if they're going to do that for the entire season one, uh, uh, go in depth into the narrative, which the game has its own limitation. Obviously, it's a very linear storytelling. Then they could expound, maybe add some supplement characters to flesh out the story arc and whatnot. And compared to the spin-off of Game of Thrones here, which garnered close to 10 million, which is only half of it, but still a lot of people tune in, checking out the series here. And obviously, what happens after this is going to matter as well. And obviously, one episode doesn't tell a whole story, but it's a good start nonetheless. So let's take a closer look. Anyway, as you mentioned here, Pedro Pascal is playing the main titular character of Joel here. And the character of, I forgot, of Ellie, who's playing the character from, what do you call this? From the Game of Thrones. I forgot her name. Sorry, I forgot her name. Let's see if they have it here. So they're trying to recreate the story here, especially the introductory part of how the story started. So it would be pretty interesting how people are going to take it, because it's going to be very uh, uh, not necessarily controversial, but very emotion evoking in a sense, because it's going to jumpstart the path where Joel is going you know, to go this path throughout the story arc for the entire series here. And what's interesting here is, if they're able to capitalize the magic which what the game was able to do, I think they've done their job. But the question here is, obviously, one season is not enough. If you're going to capitalize, you need to create more story here. Now the question here is, based on the article they mentioned in season 2, are they going to follow the story arc that is based on the sequel, which is The Last of Us 2, which was highly controversial, which I don't think they should follow that path. Otherwise, they're going to experience the same backlash in terms of a very divisive narrative that they want to portray here, which again, I will not spoil for those who have not yet played or heard of what the story is all about. But they could, put a different spin, take liberties as mentioned, go to a different narrative, or even provide a better story that what the sequel game was able to provide here. And obviously, establishing the core narrative from the main actors, Joel and Ellie, I think is very important. And if they're going to diverge from the main story after the first season by adding supporting characters, and similar to how The Walking Dead, became successful. I think it's all about the storytelling. It's not about the zombies that the audience are tuned in. It's the individual lives of the character or characters in the series here. And I think if anyone's going to do it well, I think based on the history that HBO is able to do, push out uh, great content with the Game of Thrones. Obviously, the first 5, 6 seasons, not the last 2 seasons, and they're trying to recapture that with the spin-off of the franchise here. And here's to hoping that they're able to do it well or even better, so that they could continue cashing in on this popularity, and not just this current franchise, maybe other franchises as well that Naughty Dog is doing, which would be interesting what they would, what do you call this, would introduce for future viewers and gamers as well here. Here's the hoping that they could come through for everyone. I mean, obviously, we're always clamoring for great content, storytelling, and whatnot, not just more on CGIs for aesthetics purposes. Anyway, that's it for today. If you have any questions, leave your comments down below. Whether you've watched this series or not, whether you enjoyed it, leave your comments down below so we can start a discussion here. Anyway, that's it for today. Come back again on Wednesday for more business update. As always, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We're trying to get close to 1,000 subscribers, so help support the channel here so we can grow this even further. For more business update, stay here at Business Focus. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.